Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? Police say former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax and his wife were found dead inside of their home today in an apparent murder-suicide. Former Democratic Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax and his wife, Serena, were found dead in their Fairfax County home in an apparent murder-suicide, police said on Thursday. It's high profile in nature, it's tragic in nature, certainly a fall from grace for a relatively high profile family that seemingly had a lot of things going in their favor, Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis told reporters in a press conference. Fairfax, Davis said, shot his wife multiple times in the basement of their home just after midnight before firing a gun at himself in a room upstairs. One of the couple's two teenage children alerted the police. The two were in the midst of divorce proceedings, Davis told reporters. The two were pronounced dead on the scene when police arrived at their home within minutes of the 911 call, Davis said. Fairfax, a former federal prosecutor, was elected lieutenant governor in 2017, despite never previously having held public office. He served alongside Governor Ralph Northam, also a Democrat. But both Fairfax and Northam soon found themselves embroiled in scandal. In 2019, multiple women accused Fairfax of sexual assault, leading to calls from nearly the entire state's congressional delegation and a variety of presidential candidates that he resign. The accusations came as Northam also faced calls to leave office after he admitted to previously wearing blackface. Fairfax denied the allegations, which came to light as conversations swirled around him potentially taking on the governor's post. Does anybody think it's any coincidence that on the eve of potentially my being elevated, that's when this uncorroborated smear comes out, he said in February 2019. Despite the allegations, Fairfax ran for governor in 2021 and finished in a distant fourth in the Democratic primary. He left the state capitol in January 2022 and started his own legal practice. A legal practice that apparently was not going that well. I don't know how you face financial difficulties as a lawyer. Like, most of the lawyers I know are papered all the way up. You know, go work for somebody or work for yourself, but you can always get money as a lawyer. So, I don't know, maybe he has some type of habits or something, fam. But let me tell you this. This is that man's family. That is his family. So, I just can't get over this, family. I do not understand how one could kill the mother of his children. You know, you have to be extremely selfish and self-absorbed and evil to do something like that. You kill the mother of your children and you do it without any consideration for the lifetime of trauma it is going to have on these children of yours that you claimed, I'm sure, many, many times to love. Children that you brought into the world. Look, and I want to make sure, fam, that this does not get conflated with tragedies like accidents. You know, somebody got hit by a bus. Got into a plane crash. No, this is different. I like to go back to these type of pictures because when you look at this picture, you know, you think about the people who were there. I'm sure his family was there, his friends were there, her family and friends were there, and they look so happy. And if you are an optimist, you are the type of person who is hoping that they can go the distance. And you never think to yourself that this guy would be capable of something like that. But let me tell you something that I know for a fact. Dudes who are capable of SN a woman is capable of taking her life. Think about what I just said. Because it takes a certain amount of wickedness to go there, to force yourself on another human being. It takes a certain amount of wickedness. This is the result. This is how we start, and this is how we end. Start, end. That's cold-blooded, fam. You cannot convince me that he ever loved his kids, his wife, or even himself. People who love themselves don't kill themselves. People who love themselves don't even kill others unless it's a situation where they are defending themselves and they have no choice. And the reason why I say that is because you either going to prison or you're going to the morgue. And people who love themselves do not put themselves in situations to go to prison or the morgue. I thought I loved myself at one point when I was putting myself in those positions, but I really didn't love myself like I thought I did. When I started like protecting myself and watching what I eat, watching where I go, the company I keep. Yeah, that was consistent with loving myself, right? And also, choosing the right significant other, choosing the right woman, that is a signal of love, making sure that you don't make it hard on yourself. But life is already going to be hard. No matter what, even if you run it by yourself or you run it with somebody, it's already going to be hard. Don't you exacerbate it by getting with somebody who's going to make your life even harder. You did? Yeah, this dude is the worst of the worst. Ain't no doubt about it. It's nothing else can be said about him. He was a coward. You coward. If you want to take yourself out, you can't do it anymore. Look, man, we can't fight that. We can't stop you from offing yourself. We can't do nothing about that. If you don't want to be here, you don't want to be here. You have the right. It's your life. Only you have to wake up every morning and get out there and get it. Only you have to do that. If you get cold, only you gonna be coughing. If you get a cold, only you're gonna be coughing. If you need a transplant, you're gonna have to lay up in that hospital and deal with that transplant. So live your life like you want to. If you want to get up out of here early, you can't take it no more, well, that's on you. But don't take other people with you. Don't be a coward, man. Don't be a coward. And don't leave. And another thing, dudes who do stuff like this, and some women, these are people who've never even loved their family, because now the family is smeared. The name is smeared. He smeared his own name. The name is smeared for the rest of eternity. All through generation after generation after generation, if he's remembered long enough. They're going to say, yeah, he was lieutenant governor once. My great-great-grandpa, he was lieutenant governor. And this him right here. Yeah, he killed himself and his wife. And everybody goes, ooh, that's dark. He was a sucker. Because that's what I think. When I think of people who kill themselves and their partners, I think of weak people. I think of suckers. I think of cowards. That's what I think. If you want to take yourself, take yourself. I can't fight that. I can't argue with that. Only you got to live inside of that body. Only you got to deal with that. But when you start killing kids and you want to kill the woman, you want to kill the man, you want to kill the mama, that's coward shit. That's sucker shit. And now that I find out what he did to his wife, I really believe that he did what those women accused him of doing. Now, I do want to point out the hypocrisy of the state's delegation in Virginia, who called for his resignation when these women were saying that he essayed them. Y'all got some damn nerve when Trump is sitting in office and y'all waving the flag for him. Yeah, damn hypocrites. Y'all, Trump, a lot of y'all riding with Trump. Yeah, a lot of y'all riding with Trump. Y'all ain't said nothing about those cases against him. Yeah, and he's sitting in the highest office in the land. That's why I don't believe you. I don't trust you. You're untrustworthy. Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. I don't even like you. Damn hypocrites. Your opinion means nothing to me. I don't value nothing about you. Now, y'all, on the other hand, that's watching the show, I rock with y'all. I value your opinion. So what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.